Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from, and welcome to another episode of Unruly Fashion. This is episode something 6, I think. I'm not sure, but welcome. As always, I'm your host, your caffeinated and very happy host this morning, Noella Eze. I'm happy because I was early today. Okay, I've not told you people about this. I have not explained that my poor producer has had to deal with my constant lateness. It's not terrible lateness, like, oh, I'm showing up 30 minutes late, but it's like 5, 10 minutes every morning. It's like a lack of trying. I've tried, but today I was early. We both showed up at 10 a.m. prompt. Just bam! I was so proud of myself. I was like, yay! I did good. And then we had some technical difficulties, and now he's very sad about it. But we're okay. We're good. So, hello, my people. Welcome back. Now, before we segue into the topic of today, I'm just gonna like quickly shout out the people who watched episode 4, where I talked about, it's called You've Got Options, where I talked about developing a personal style. I've gotten feedback, and thank you so much. The feedback I've gotten has been overwhelmingly positive. I got a few people say, thank you so much for calling out the fact that fashion is not designed for everybody's body. And now, with the whole BBL craze, it's all the curvy, all the attention is on the curvy women, and like we can't find anything that fits. And yeah, but at the same time, I do want to shout out, like, low-key, I know we are all stressed out by the BBL movement, especially those of us that ain't got no B to B/L, whatever. But yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, I'm kind of grateful that it's here, because the curvy girls finally, like, have something to wear. And I'm so happy for them. Obviously, not everybody's gonna look like a tooth, but hey, especially for my buxom black women, they now have, at least pants to put on and stuff like that. So that's the one good thing that came out of it. The rest of us that, are cylindrical in shape, maybe our time will come. Or actually, to be honest, the fact that fashion has always designed for thin people, that we have options out there. It may not be the best options, but at least we have something, as opposed to our curvy sisters who never had anything. So that's a good thing. Like, you know not fomenting, wow, English, is it worsening and putting extra stress on women with the beauty standards? Of course, as usual. Do we ever get a break? There's always something to aspire to that is completely freaking unattainable, because women can't catch a break. But we got to take the good with the bad. So that's where I'm sitting. But thank you for the feedback on that. I'm so grateful. I'm glad that you listened. I'm glad that you shared us all of sharing and listening and watching. Like, most of my listeners are on Spotify and, like, Google and Apple podcasts, like the traditional podcast platforms. But the people who take the time to go actually watch the YouTube videos, thank you so much. And then comments, like, I appreciate it. I appreciate that you take the time to watch me. And I'll tell you a little secret for the people who only just listen. It's great, but the videos sometimes, and anyone who listens then watches will notice that the videos sometimes have little bits of information that are missing from the audio one, which, I mean, I gotta give you something worthwhile to look at, right? So a reason to actually watch the video. So that is my quick shout out. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Please continue to provide feedback. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, segueing on. How was your weekend? My weekend was great. It was a very calming weekend. I've had very good weekends back to back. It's good. I'm happy. It's been chill. Like, beautiful days all around. The sun is out. Your girl is outside, either with family or friends or a combination of both, and loved ones. And it's just like, this is a good summer. We've hit August now, so I can see the leaves just aching to turn brown, and I'm not ready. God, please don't take the summer from me. I'm not ready. But I'm gonna be ready, because I'm a fall girl. Me and my coats. It's okay, I'm ready. I'm never ready for winter, but fall, bring it, baby. Because Canada is so beautiful in the fall. It's so, like, I want to be outside all the time. It's gorgeous. Like, the foliage, no. It's sad that fall segues into winter because in the fall you're like, I don't want to live anywhere else. This place is the best. I love it. It's beautiful. It looks like I live in a picture. And then winter comes around and you're like, I live here. I want to go back to my tropical country where it is only rain that I'm suffering. What is this? But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So had a great weekend. I hope you did as well. Shout out to the things that I was doing over this weekend. I know last episode I mentioned to you guys that I started rewatching Gossip Girl, which is what I do. I have shows that I rewatch when I'm trying to like get my fashion mojo back. If it's a little bit off track, I'm like, all right, it's time. So it's like Devil Wears Prada, Gossip Girl. Which other show do I watch? Because Gossip Girl, listen, the style was giving even back then. But the funny thing that I've noticed about Gossip Girl is that as I'm rewatching it now, the people who I'm rooting for have changed. Like now I'm on the side of the parents. Like and that tells me that I'm growing up. And I don't know if that happens to everybody. Like when you're watching a TV show and you find yourself rewatching it, and then you look at, and then who you assume is the protagonist changes depending on how old you are. I don't know. It happens to me because one of the shows that again I rewatch endlessly, my comfort show, is Gilmore Girls. Yes, shut up, okay? Everybody has their thing. I know you're like, I'm on my white girl. Yes, let it be. It's okay. Me and Lorelai are like this. Allow me. Leave it. Me and Blair Waldorf. I know you people are rooting for Serena, but Blair has always been my babe because that girl, what did she call herself? An evil dictator of style. I removed the evil part, but Blair, her style was like untouchable, impeccable, a babe at any point. I liked Serena's style prior. And then now I'm just like, it didn't really stand the test of time because it was very like trendy for the time. But Blair's wardrobe, anywhere you put it in, like today, still a look. Tomorrow, still a look. But again, I find that I'm on the side of the parents. So whenever they do their little shenanigans, for those who watch Gossip Girl, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever they do their little schemes, I'm just like, because more often than not, what would happen is they would set up a scheme and either Nate or Dan would go tattle to the parents. And we all collectively would be like, oh my God, why did you do that? Now you've put them in trouble. They said they would handle it. And now as an adult, I'm looking at it, I'm like, why did you people not think of telling the parents the first time? Because what is this? What is this nonsense? The teenager in me is like, Etu Brutus. I don't care. Those people were making some terrible decisions. Their parents needed to hear. Their parents needed to be told. This nonsense. So I'm rewatching it and I'm loving Blair's style. Like she's giving me, and Lily Vanderwoodson, who is one of the main characters as well. Like her style is, I'm just like, it's still a little bit too waspy for me, but I'm just like, okay, I can see it. Okay, misstatement earrings and rings. Okay, I see it. Okay, miss, like very elegant chignon. I see it. Good job. I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I'm still on my Gossip Girl shit, which brings us back to me and Organza. Because if you know anything about Gossip Girl, you know that those people, they are just, the outfits were giving us silk. They were giving us couture. They were giving us like expensive fabric. They were giving us, at some point, it became what Sex and the City became, where it was just honestly just a runway show at every point. And the fashion girlies, and by the fashion girlies, I mean me. I was gagging every day. Sex in the City. People were like, oh my God, the movies were just one big runway show. I don't care. It's me and people. I complain though. And people. I follow to complain. But still, listen. Carrie, Miranda, Samantha, and what's her name, Charlotte. Even Charlotte with her wasp outfits, they were 10 times out of 10. I was like, give me runway. Okay, I came here to watch runway. I came here to see fashion. So getting my Gossip Girl mojo back. So that's where we are. I know I just went from talking about Sex and the City back to Gossip Girl, but keep up. We're talking about fashion, so they all intertwine. I'm a little less patient. Speaking of things that you watch and your mind changes, I'm a little less patient with Sex and the City when I watch it now. I'm just like, what? At least Blair and Serena were teenagers. What are these decisions? What is this nonsense? But I don't know. Let me not get into that. I'll get into it some other time, but not right now. Right now, I'm focused on my Blair. I'm in my Blair bag. And I'm gonna continue where I left off last week with Organza, right? So, I don't know if you remember, but I showed you this shirt. Last episode I showed it to you and I was like, oh, this is an example of organza, and I'm wearing it this episode so that you can see how it fits and what it looks like. The thing about organza is that it's very sheer. Also, organza is not to be confused with organdy, right? Organdy is also sheer, but it's a little more crisper, right? Because it's the finishing is like parchmentism or something. There's a word for it, but it just makes it like a little bit crunchier. So organdy and organza. I can hear you. Whatever. I'm putting that in giveaway. Excuse me. No, 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 no. I'm going to put this in here. There's going to be a little bit of a cut in this podcast and then a return to me cackling like a crazy person. Do you know why? Because my producer just paused me in the middle of my little tirade. I was like, excuse me, madam, this is a fashion podcast, so we're going to use the right terms. It's a blouse, not a shirt. Excuse me. First of all, I'm so sorry. Secondly, listen, if this podcast does not affect any other person's life, the fact that I have turned Bibi into a fashion person, I will go to my grave happy. Because people don't understand who this man was before this podcast started. Only for you to interrupt me. I'm very sorry. I apologize. Let me rewind. This organza blouse, not just blouse, a pussy bow blouse, because there's a word for this. This is called a pussy bow, right? It's giving you very first lady, very Melania Trump. You remember it from them. These are called pussy bow blouses. So my organza blouse is not to be confused with organdy, which is same. It looks the same. It's sheer, it's lightweight, but it's crunchier, right? Organdy is made from cotton. Organza is made from silk or polyester, and polyester is basically synthetic silk. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but polyester is synthetic silk, or sometimes it is made from a blend of both, so silk and polyester, because silk is very expensive. So this is organza. I wore it unironed for two reasons. One, I'm not ironing for you. This is a podcast, okay? And I'm in my house. I will not be doing chores for you. But I also did not iron it, so you can see what it looks like when it's unironed. Because it's such like a delicate fabric, it will easily bend, and it's stiff too. It's not like organdy. It's not as stiff as organdy, but it's stiff too. So it will take whatever shape. This is because I had it crumpled or just laying down. I didn't iron it. So unironed, it's not terrible, but you can see. Like, it's not a very forgiving fabric. You can see when it's not ironed. When it's ironed, it is luscious, like it's shiny, it's so pretty. So my first tip when it comes to the care, because that's what this is going to be like, I'm going to finish up with telling you how to care for organza. If you have anything made in organza, you have to iron it. Make sure that you iron it, and iron it please on the silk setting, because it is silk, right? It's woven silk. But so iron it on the silk setting, otherwise you're going to burn it and you're going to cry about it. Don't come and cry about it to me. Number two, read the care instructions on anything that you own, right? If you want to wash it. Now, this is custom made, so I don't have care instructions attached to it, but because I know exactly what the fabric is, I know that I should hand wash it. You should always hand wash organza. If you're lazy like me, and you more often than not will say, well, hand wash, and you throw it inside the washing machine. I do this for not expensive things. For, like, if it's a $20 or $5 to $20 t-shirt, I'm like, what the like, it's falls on that one. But with something like this, please, my sisters and brothers, if they say hand wash it. It takes nothing out of you. Organza is sheer, it's lightweight, it's easy, and it will dry quickly. Put it in warm water, bit of detergent, wash it gently, delicately, the same way you would wash your delicates, like your silks and your whatever. This is silk. Your silk undergarments, your lingerie. Treat organza like it's lingerie, okay? Expensive lingerie. Treat this like La Perla. Like you dropped some money on La Perla. Treat it well, okay? You have to hand wash it, and then when you're done hand wash it, hand to dry. Do not, please, I'm begging you, do not put it in the dryer. Do not put your silks in the dryer. You're gonna be sorry. Don't come cry. Don't ever say that I did not tell you. And so that's it. That's why we sit with organza. And when it dries, you iron and you wear your fabulous thing out and be on your, Blair Waldorf or your Lily Humphrey, Bass, Vanderwoodson, whatever era of Lily that you're in, be in that because we're giving elegance. Now, because the thing about organza is like it's very dressy. It's such a dressy fabric. There's no way you can wear organza and not look like you're planning to go out somewhere fancy. So, um, when I'm wearing it, I try to like balance it out so it doesn't look too. As my sister calls it, mama. It doesn't look too mama-ish, so it doesn't look too like grandma-ish, like Chanel number 5 grandma-ish. I'm gonna get there with my bouclés and my Chanel number 5s, but we're not there yet. So it doesn't look that way. So I paired it with like a very cool skirt. It has a fringe on it. You see it in like when I take the full outfit. It's very cute. I like the outfit. I like what I'm wearing today. So you can try to pair it down. It won't work because organza is main character. It is a main character fabric. Even if you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt and you throw organza over it, you can wear it to a fancy date because again, it is the main character. It's like the color red or red lipstick. Anytime you put it on, it overshadows everything you're wearing. So that is it for organza. Iron, wash carefully, do not put in dryer, air dry, and be fabulous, baby. Be fabulous. Okay, so that's my little spiel on organza. Next week, we'll talk about a different fabric. I'm actually literally going to start teaching you for fabric science because I see too many of you complain about how, your outfits, they don't last for too long. It's because you're not washing it properly. You're not taking care of it properly. Please stop ruining things, throwing them out and buying new things. Let's be kind to the environment. Okay, we have the one earth and it will get rid of all of us. So I don't want to die yet until then. So yeah, I'll teach you fabric science so that you don't waste or ruin your clothes. Okay. So I'm segueing out of organza to a little thing. So this is just a tiny tidbit that I'm gonna wrap up with. So I not read, what read. I saw this sound that was not going around on TikTok, but this babe. Oh my God, what is her handle? The girl that started the whole is the stomach for me. What's her name? You know who I'm talking about. But there's this thing. She's like, oh, shout out to those girls who basically, when you compliment their outfits, they tell you where they bought it, and not just that, they tell you where you can get it cheaper. It made me ask a question. Are there some of you out there that truly, when someone compliments your outfit, you try to gatekeep where you bought it? I'm here to tell you that that is insecurity. That's fashion. That's style insecurity. Why? You want? I understand the whole. I don't want anyone to own the same thing that I own. Then, baby, there's a word for that. Bespoke, custom made. Go get it custom made. Get someone to make you something custom. But don't actually stop people from buying something fabulous that is available in a department store that they can go and find themselves. But you're just making life harder for them. Why? Because you're insecure? I tell people where I buy anything. And because the thing about style is this, right? You and I can walk into the same store, pick out the same thing. I've said it before. Pick out the same thing. But the way we style it is going to be completely different. I should start looking at this camera more. You're feeling neglected, aren't you? But you can pick out the same things and style them differently. So why are you gatekeeping? It's insecure and it's ugly. No, stop that. Stop it. It's come on. We rise by lifting others. Literally. Like, don't be ridiculous. If someone asks me where, but I don't even wait till they ask me. I tag it so that you know where to go get it. If it's still there, wonderful. If it's not there, sorry. I'll send you the link. I'll do whatever because I'm not afraid that you're going to bite my style. You can't bite my style. Style is in the DNA. It's what I do with it that matters. And speaking of style in the DNA, so many people have said, this clip from Iris Apfel, who is this 90-year-old woman that is the best, okay? I feel like I've mentioned this before, but people have been, that reel has been making the rounds all over again where she says, you can buy your way into being fashionable, but style is in your DNA. And I've had quite a few people send it to me. I'm like, yeah, Iris is my G. Like, I love that woman so much because style truly is in your DNA. If someone asks you where you bought something, they don't even need to ask you. If someone says they love something, tell them where you bought it. Tell them where they can go and find fabulous like you. You understand? Tell them where you shop. Tell them how to get like you. If they truly do like something, you don't gatekeep style. It's so tacky. We don't do that. The hotties don't do that. Come on. The bad bitches don't do that. The bad bitches are okay with people knowing where they bought stuff. So stop gatekeeping fashion. It's ugly and it's unbecoming. You are too stylish for that, baby. You can do it. Anyways, that's where I'm gonna sit. So, quick recap of this episode. Thank you for sitting around with me for about 15 minutes. Shout out for the feedback on episode 4. I appreciate it. Keep them coming. Your organza, remember to treat it like the royalty it is, because this shit is silk, baby. If you ruin it, don't come crying to me. Do not gatekeep where you buy your fashion things. It is ugly, it is not cute, and you are way too cute for that. If you really don't want anybody to own something like you, go get it custom made, okay? Give a tailor the money. But if it's mass produced, why are you gatekeeping it? That's dumb. That's like gatekeeping where you can find water. It's everywhere. Okay. And then, so yeah, that's where we're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna see you next episode. As always, you know where to find us at Unruly Fashion Pod. That's where the full outfits is gonna be. And I'm going to iron it for you people when I'm taking pictures. I won't like it, but I'll iron it because I like you and I want you to be happy. So at Unruly Fashion Pod, at the Noella E, that's my personal Instagram, and at the Podpire Network, the great people who enable me to do this. And which includes BB, who is correcting me on the proper terminology. Wow. But thank you for hanging around, and I will see you on the next episode. Cheers.